What's going on, people? How you doing? This is TK coming at you, and today I just have to talk to you about the real sense of entitlement and people's ability to have soft skin, emotions on their sleeves, and just crazy way of looking at things, because I never really was given anything. Okay, that's number one. Number one, I came up very hard. Didn't have a lot, wasn't given a lot. People didn't help me. Nobody wiped my nose. Nobody even handed me a tissue. Okay, and when you apply that same standard to other people, you're an asshole, you're a dick, you're belittling people, you're too hard, when it's just the nature of how I came up. You know, I'm supposed to be dead more than once, supposed to be spending the rest of my life in prison, 2 combat tours in Iraq. I just don't have patience, and I don't babysit, and I expect people to really be as hard as I am, and I don't have the compassion to hold your hand and wipe your nose and tell you it's going to be okay. And so, that supposedly that's characteristics of a great leader. You know, I got into it with a person on Facebook, and they were saying, well, the characteristics of a great leader is being able to hold my hand, be compassionate, tell me it's going to be okay. So, because no one ever did that for me, I don't feel the need to do that for other people. You know, and this is why I say of a sense of entitlement and a double standard. Because to be hard or to be callous toward me is okay, and it's expected. But for me to be hard and callous toward other people, it's being a dick. It's being an ass. It's being belittling, and it's treating people as if they're ignorant. I just I'm not supporting this sense of self-entitlement and double standard. When I went on my very first job interview, I think I was about 16 years old. I went in for a sales position, and basically the hiring person was explaining what was needed. At that time, I didn't have a car, so it took me like 3 or 4 hours to take a bus to this place, which was way out in the middle of nowhere, and be on time. And basically, the guy was like, it takes this amount of money and this amount of driving. And I was explaining to him that, you know, I don't have a car, don't have a lot of money right now, but I'm eager. He was essentially saying, well, when you get your shit together, come back and reapply. So in life, people expect, or some people have their hand out and expect a sense of entitlement when no one owes you that. You know, a lot of times people come to my inbox and they say, explain this to me, or tell me about this. And I typically respond, go to my Facebook group and read about it, because we've posted on it many different times. And they're like, well, why can't you just tell me here? Like, because I don't want to spoon feed you. I want you to feed yourself. It's one thing to be able to give somebody a fish, but it's another thing to be able to teach someone how to fish. And I'm in the teach mode because, like I said, I came from nothing. I clawed my way up. Every bit of information I was ever given was because I fought for it. And because that's my personality and that's my upbringing, I'm never going to apologize for who I am. Now, if that's too much for you, which is usually what the situation is, if you're sensitive and you're freaking have a sense of entitlement, then yeah, you're probably not going to like me. But I don't really give a damn. You know, it's a situation where you have to do for yourself, and you have to be aggressive, and you have to be hard. And for the eggshell, cream-filled Twinkie people out there, I have no compassion for you. None. If you feel like that someone needs to change your diaper and wipe your face, then I'm not the one. Because no one ever did that for me. And that doesn't forge a strong person. You know, we're forged through fire, not through diaper changing. So the issue is, if you want to deal with me, if you want to work with me, which most people don't, and I'm fine with that too, because everything I do is passive. You know, it's a system where you invest your money, you get investment returns, and if someone else joins you in the investment, it's icing on the cake, but it's not a requirement to make the cake. So understand that and be precise in your thought process, because some people come at me like if they're stopping my show by coming at me vindictively and saying that, oh, I don't want to work with you. I don't really give a fuck, because that's not part of this program. The program is, this can change your life. You either want it or you don't. And if you don't, then move the fuck on and go back to job. It's just that simple. It is a situation where I have gold, or I have platinum, or I have diamonds. In other words, I have value. And if you feel like you can't get past your emotions or your sense of entitlement to receive the value, then you don't deserve it, and move the fuck on. Because you're not hurting me, nor are you doing anything about my show by saying I'm not interested in working with you, or whatever the fuck these people come at me with. You know, value is value, whether you accept it to be or not. Your ability to cry, or your ability to wipe your nose, has nothing to do with receiving value and applying it in your life. You know, a key is a key. Whether you use it or not has no bearing on whether or not the door opens. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, this key can open this door, and you feel like your emotions and your entitlement says, well, I don't like using that key. It doesn't change the fact that it can open the door. It's just your perception in what you don't like about the key. So don't use it and keep the door closed. But take the key, put it in the lock, turn it, walk through the door, period. That's the nature of this information. The information, if you implement it, will change your life. End of story. Because you're investing money and you're receiving an investment return. So all you people to get caught up in the messenger, and you feel like, well, I'm gonna do something to him by not being interested. No, the fuck you're not. You're doing something to yourself by not using a key that can open the door. Because the $300 a day that I have worked my way up to has nothing to do with you. You didn't help me make this money, and you didn't make any decisions that contributed to me getting here. So me telling you about the opportunity to duplicate the same system is not about some sort of, oh, I'm going to do something to his program by saying no. No, you're doing something to your own program, and you're preventing your own growth. So the sense of entitlement and the double standard when it comes to people with their emotions on their sleeves,